Good morning. In today's session, we will discuss about generating circuit diagram for pneumatic system and electropneumatic systems. And we will have introduction over the different components that we use for preparing the circuit diagram on the software. Now, I will share with you the phase 2 fluid sim software with you on your group. You just check out this, you just install this and check out the different tools into that software. Just you have to select the file and you have to click on new. Okay, so you will get a new file. Okay, so here we'll start the introduction about the components over here that we have to use to generate the circuit diagram. Now here you can see two-way wall, then three-way wall, 4 by n wall. This 2 by n, 3 by n, 4 by n. These represents the n represents number of blocks available for this wall. Okay, we'll see the single acting cylinder and how it works using these components that we will see. uh, you can take the cursor to different components and you can see the name of this. I'll share this software with you. You can install it on your computer and you can check the different components. Okay, the components which I have explained or which I have discussed in the experiment 1 session, those are sufficient in order to perform any type of or in order to design any type of circuit diagram. So those many components as it is are available in this toolbox. Okay, so this is air service unit. You can see that we will need, or instead of that here we can consider compressed air supply. Okay, so here if you don't want to use air service unit as it shown over here that we use normally, then we can use this air service unit in order to connect to the port 1 for the different components. But instead of these air service units, we will use this compressed air supply for our circuits. Okay, so there won't be any mm, confusion about the lines that we use to connect the number of components. Now we will see how to consider the single acting cylinder. First we'll see this is double acting cylinder. This is double acting cylinder with two in and out piston rods. Here there is a single piston rod, here there are two piston rods. This is a cylinder, single acting return spring in piston cylinder. So I am just dragging this over here. So this is a single acting cylinder. Now this is a piston which is initially extended. Okay, the spring is initially it's a free spring. Okay, so that's why it's having a normal uh, length. Okay, free length. So whenever compressed air is supplied over here, see every software or every manufacturer will have a different concern how he is manufacturing it or how he is considering for the software. That will be a different thing. Okay, but standard one will have the spring uh, with a free length on the right side of the piston, and the piston has to be on the left hand side. Okay, so whenever the air is supplied at this particular point, now this point should be on this side. Okay, left hand side of the cylinder, and whenever the air is supplied to this left hand side point on the cylinder, and it has to extend like this. Okay, but how it will work, that we will see now. Now here, for in order to control this, I will need one three-way valve. I'm considering over here. So here, compressed air supply. I'm giving compressed air supply to this point. See how I'm connecting. I'm just clicking on this green point. See, whenever I'm taking cursor on this point, it's the gray point becomes green. So whenever I'm taking clicking on this green point, I'm just dragging that to the next green point on the wall. Now port 1 is the input port for the wall. That means it will take compressed air supply from the service unit. So this is how I'm connecting it. Okay. So release केल्यानंतर ती line generate होईल. Now here I must actuate this wall somehow. So I'm just making a right click on this by selecting this wall. Right click केला and you will get the properties, and into this properties see, if I want to do it manually I will select that. जर automatically व्हायला हवं असेल just by considering the movement of the rod end, then you must select this roller lever. Okay, but right now I am just interested in this manual operation. On the other side this should be spring return. Okay, so this is how I am selecting. Second side I am not considering manually. Okay, so I'm getting this push button on the left hand side, and on the other side there is a spring. Okay, so initially जेव्हा मी ड्रॅग केला तेव्हा तो कंपाऊंड असा दिसत होता, just by this 3 by 2, just like this 3 by 2 wall. Right now I have changed the properties of this wall through this way, and I got the uh, push button and the spring. Okay, so जसं मी हा एअर सप्लाय इथे कनेक्ट केला तसाच in the same way I'll click on this and I will hit on. I'll just take that point to this line. Okay, so I'll get this connection. Right now what I will do, I'll just play this. I'll get open connections, let it be. Yes, start simulation anyway. आता मी इथे जेव्हा कर्सर नेतो I'll get one finger, hand and finger like thing over here instead of cursor. So I'll click on this, double click, sorry, double click केला की you can see the piston is coming on the left hand side because see मी आता release केला. Just to explain I'll just drag this hand over here to explain. So release केल्यानंतर finger release केल्यानंतर हे push button release होईल. So right now you can see the right hand side is connected with this port 2. Sorry, uh, right now this right side block is in active condition. Port 2 is connected with this 3. Port 3 is the exhaust port. Okay, so I'll hit on this, I'll push this push button. So आता हे check करू शकतो तुम्ही, left side block is in connection. Now you check whether this means हा जो supply आहे, this supply and this outer lining which shows connection in between this wall and this cylinder, uh, is it changing or is it getting shifted to this condition? No, this block is getting shifted to that position. Okay, right side position. Why? Because this complete wall will slide on the right hand side. Okay, so see, I'm clicking on this, double click केला मी. So मी ड्रॅग करतोय कर्सर, सो दॅट्स वाय हा सेकंड पोझिशनला मीन्स इनिशियल कंडिशनला जात नाही आहे. सो यू कॅन सी सप्लाय इथे 1लाच दिलेला आहे. नाव दिस पोर्ट 1 इज कनेक्टेड टू 2 बिकॉज left side block is in active condition now due to sliding of that wall, and this port 2 or the outer port 2 of the wall is connected to this cylinder. So this air will go inside the cylinder. आता ती air दिसणार नाही आहे या सॉफ्टवेअरमध्ये, there is no such provision, but let it be. You can easily understand that हा जो rod end होता that has come to this extreme left side position, and this is the uh, left side position of the piston. Okay, now what I will do, I will release the position. Okay, so I'll check whether I can I'll stop here. I'll check whether I can change the properties of this cylinder. um, I'm not getting how it can be changed. Piston position, it should be 0. Okay, let's, yes, but how will this work? Okay, initially it is showing that piston is initially retracted, but whenever I am just clicking on this run button, it's coming to the extreme right side. So let it be. uh, हा आहे तसंच ठेवूया आपण. We'll make this as what, 50. Okay, because this port position is not changing. uh, Whenever we are changing the position of the piston, component description, component photo, and component illustration. See, it will be like this. Okay, so this will be the rod end. Here there will be a rod end connected to this internal threads, and it will slide. The piston inside the cylinder will slide. Okay, and we'll see the photo of this. It's not available. Component photo is it's available. जसे मी मगाशी दाखवले होते, you can see here this is a 3x2 valve with roller lever. So this is what a limit switch we call. थोडासा different format मध्ये this is a knob type 3x2 valve. These are the port 1, this is port 2. Okay, so this is knob operated. This is also pneumatic type, port 1. Yes, this should be port 1. This should be one exhaust port, and there should be one input port. Now this is a 3x2 solenoid valve. Um, hmm, this is solenoid coil. This is the same as we have discussed. Uh, Here you can see the manufacturer is phase 2. So obviously a similar format मध्ये changes day to day होतच असतात, modifications होत असतात. So you can understand there will be different way, there will be different ways by which they can change the design for the same component. So I think you have understood this working of this 3x2 valve with the single acting cylinder. Okay, so now we will consider this double acting cylinder. Okay, we will take this over here. Yeah, fine. And for in order to control this, I am taking this 5x2 wall. Now I'm clicking on this wall, and in order to change the properties, now this will be for the left actuation, this will be for right actuation. I'll just make this as a manually for the left side. Okay, manually we'll see one by one. And this also I'll make it as manually. Okay, initial position कोणती असायला हवे? Initially right side should be in active condition. So this is the initial position. मी change करू शकतो, but in that case cylinder इकडे जाईल. Sorry, piston will go on the right hand side. So no, I want retraction only. Initially retracted cylinder should be there. So I'll click OK. So for two sides I'm getting this push button on either side. Now I'll take the compressed air supply. प्रत्येक पोर्टला, प्रत्येक कंपोनंटला वेगवेगळा सप्लाय लागेल. I'm taking giving supply to this port 1. Okay, now it will work because this port 5 and 3 are exhaust ports. Now you'll see how to connect this port 4 and how to connect this port 2. Okay, so we'll see the working of this now. Run. Okay, start simulation. Anyway, I'm clicking on this. Now this is a double-sided 5 by 2 air operated wall, sorry, manually operated wall. So you can see I have pressed this and I have released this. Okay, I have released this, yes, but still this left side block is in active condition, and because of that only the piston has moved to the extreme right side. Okay, here there will be the rod end. Now the connections, external connections आहेत ते as it is राहणार आहेत, and there will be change in case of the wall position or the block position. Means because of the application of force from the left hand side, the blocks inside the casing of the wall has slide on the right hand side, and because of that left side block is in line with the outer connections. So because of that, because of these connections, the air has entered on the left hand side, and the right side air has exhausted into atmosphere through this port 3. Okay, हा जो पोर्ट दिसतोय हा पोर्ट 3 आहे, 51342. Here also you can see numbering is done for only one block, that is left side block. Right side चा block connection मध्ये नाही आहे, त्याच्यामुळे तो दिसणार नाही. Now whenever I'm clicking in order to get the retraction for this cylinder, what I will have to do, I'll have to press this push button. Okay, now the condition is what, एका वेळी मी एकच साइड ला फोर्स अप्लाय करू शकतो. as you can see, the same provision is done in the software. I can click either on this push button or on this push button at a time. I cannot press these two push buttons. Okay, here also you can see I have pressed the left side push button, so that's why there is a air supply. You can see dark line ahe, so dark line is giving supply of the compressed air to the cylinder, so it's a left side line. Okay, now I'm hitting on this right side. Now see, the connections have shifted from left side block to the right side block, and as per the construction or the characteristic of the left side right side block, the air will go inside the cylinder from the right side line, and the left side line will exhaust the air into the atmosphere, which air, the air which is present on the left hand side of the piston. Okay, the air exhausts the atmosphere मध्ये through this port number 5. You can see the finger. Okay, and I have released this push button, but still it's, as it's a double sided, whenever we want to activate the other side we need to apply pressure on that side. Okay, there is no spring, इथे spring आहे त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला ती side activate करायला लागते. I'll show the same thing in case of here, this wall. I'll, instead of spring, I'll consider one manual push button. Okay, and we'll see how it will work. So here this is the working of this double acting cylinder. Now see how it looks. First I'll stop this, I'll select this and component photo. You can see this is the double acting cylinder. This is the right side port, this is the left side port. The rod end, मी जो नेहमी बोलत असतो rod end, it's in this format. So this travels over the roller lever. Okay, so that's why there is a roller on the lever of the uh, lever for the 3 by 2 walls. Those walls are called as limit switches, आणि रॉड एंड जेव्हा त्या रोलर्स वरून ट्रॅव्हल करतो त्यावेळी ती लिव्हर प्रेस होते. सो दॅट इज वाय हा रॉड जो आहे तो छोट्या, त्याचा डायमीटर छोटा असतो खूप, आणि हा जो रॉड एंड आहे तो मोठा असतो. सो दॅट easily this rod end can easily press the roller levers for the limit switches, and easily whenever it is passing over the roller levers, it will unpress that. Okay, because there will be some gap in between the diameter of the rod and rod end. Okay, so this is the rod end having a maximum diameter, and this rod is having a smaller diameter. So this is the image for this. uh, so this is what a right click component photo. हां, जो आपण 3x2 वॉल, सॉरी 5x2 वॉल बघितला होता, सेम आहे. इथे बघा थोडंसं डिफरंट आहे, मेक डिफरंट आहे याचा. सो दिस पोर्ट and this port, these are the two ports to actuate or to apply pressure on from both sides of this wall by using compressed air. uh, these two ports are the output ports and this port is the input port. Now exhaust ports may have managed in terms of the small apertures or holes. Okay, so that's it. Mhm. Now we'll change the property of this wall. We'll make as a we'll make this as what, manually operated. Okay. Hmm. We will run this. Yes. Now Hatha already active है. So here this is initially extended. Now whenever I am clicking on this push button, what will happen? This will become active. Okay. Uh, so what will happen? The piston will go on the extreme left side, and now it after releasing this push button, and this right side block won't become active immediately. In order to activate this right side block, I will have to click on this push button. Okay, they're working together. So I'm pressing this and this. Okay, I'll stop and I'll make this as what, spring retain. So you will understand what is this. Okay, so you can see the spring right now. Open connections, I don't know which connections are open, but you can see now I haven't released this push button, so that's why its left side block is in active condition. Now I'll release this. Okay, so now this block will become active immediately. So this is how they are working. Now what I will do, instead of this walls, I will change the instead of this push buttons, I will change the properties. I'll Instead of push button, I will consider the mechanically operated, that is lever, roller lever. mm, and this is also I'll change, I'll consider this lever operated, or wait, I'll make this as a spring retain. So this is a spring. This is now 5x2 single-sided roller lever operated 5x2 wall. Okay. Now I'll call this as 1:2. Okay. I'll give the properties, edit labels. The zero la. I'll uh, I'll give name to the 1s1 position for 0 mm and 1s2 position for 0.5. That is what the stroke. Okay. Okay. So here you can see 1:2 position. You will be able to see that this is 1:2 and this will be 1:1. one is not visible, I don't know, but we'll see during running of this program. So this is a string written, so this is 1s2, so 1s2 will get a key signal for this, and it will extend this cylinder. So we'll see how it works. Okay, okay, yes. I haven't released this. Okay, so what we will do, we will go step by step. uh, Now I have pressed this push button, so flow is going inside this piston, sorry, inside the cylinder through this way. It will move the way, single step. By mistake I press this state change. I press this. Okay, I'll click on this single step. Now air is going inside this cylinder. Now single step, then single step, and by hmm. So after this, you can see whenever this piston is going to 1s2 position, uh, piston is whenever, like a minute, just a minute. One, let's consider 1s2 position is this. Okay, when this piston is going to 1s2 position, it should activate this roller lever. So I'll click it on this. Single step. I'll click on this. So this left side block will become active, and now the air has to go on the left hand side, and the right hand side air has to come out from this, and it should exhaust. Okay, then next step. Now when this piston is moving from 1s2 to 1s1 position, this is 1s2 position, this is 1s1 position of the piston. So whenever this 1s2 is getting unpressed, this because of the spring, the right side block will become active. Okay, because the rod end will change its position. So this is happening there, but what is happening whenever we are hitting on this, हे खूप फास्ट होते and कळत नाही आहे because याचा जो हे आहे, this rod end is not extending, so that's why there is a problem to understand how it's working correctly. Maximum stroke 100. This cannot be 0. check for this 0 properties slash 0. I don't want this. Okay. Properties. So 0. That is okay. Uh, okay. Okay. So this is about the working of this. I have another. I have prepared one. This, how it is getting pressed. So you'll understand this. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Initially, the air supply is up to port 1 for this 3x2 wall with push button. So there is no supply for the AND wall. असेच मी ड्रॅग करून घेतले. So this is what air operated. I have changed the properties just like we change by making right click. आता run mode मध्ये आहे, so you cannot change the properties. So this is 1s2 position, this is 1s1 position. You can see the 1s2 position for the piston. Now this is the 1s1 position for the rod end, and this is the 1s2 position for the rod end. Now you can understand how these are getting pressed and unpressed, same way pressed and unpressed. Okay, you will understand this. Now see, supply from this 3x2 wall is going to this port 1 for the AND wall. Now another input for the AND wall is coming from the output of this. I'll stop this and make some changes. थोडंसं वर घेतो म्हणजे you will understand. So from this port number 2 for the AND wall you can see थोडी मान वाकडी करून बघा. हा वॉल आणि हा वॉल सेमच आहे, फक्त हा ह्याला पुश बटन आहे, ह्याला रोलर लिव्हर आहे. सो otherwise it's exactly same. So supply is coming from this service unit. It is going over here at this port 1 initially pressed, so that's why this uh, initially pressed, that's why its active left side block is active. Now how to make this initially pressed? Go inside the properties and piston position make it as 0. Okay, I'll make this as what 100. Now see what will happen. 1s1, so 1s1 will get unpressed, but this is not the case. uh, so I'll make this properties as 0. Okay, I have made like this. 1s1, 1s2. Should be 1.0. Open connections, I think it should be connected with the exhaust ports available over here. Okay, fine. So see how this will work. I'll change this. I'll check the properties again. Piston position and make this at 0. Okay. piston is at this 0 position. Now we will run this. Okay, let it be. Yes. Now single step. I'll press this. A change झाला. Means right side block was in active condition. Now left side block is in active condition. Air will come to this side. Air has already come to this port 1. You will get output from port 2, so it will be applied on this side. Single step. So see, you can see the air is coming over here, and then air is coming over here. Then next. So because of application of pressure from this side, what will happen? This air will go inside the cylinder from the left side, and air will come out from this cylinder from the right side line. So it will come out and it will come out from this cylinder. In this way, it will be exhausted into the atmosphere. Now, the piston will change its position. Again, single step. So what will happen? So it will become, the rod end will change its position. So this uh, limit switch will get unpressed. So this will get released. Now whenever the rod end is coming to 1:2 piston, whenever the piston is coming to 1:2 position, means rod end will come to the 1:2 position. So this 1:2 limit switch will get pressed, and the air will come out from this side, and it will be applied on this जसं इथे लेफ्ट साईडला प्रोव्हिजन आहे तशीच इथे राईट साईडला पण प्रोव्हिजन आहे, बट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लाईन्स यू कॅनॉट सी दिस. हा प्रोग्राम स्टॉप केल्यानंतर आय विल शो यू हाऊ इट लुक्स लाईक. Okay, so right now this 1:2 is pressed, so left side block is in active condition, and the air is coming on the right hand side of this 5/2 ball. So that's why हे जे वे आहे लेफ्ट साइड कडून air is going inside the cylinder from the left side, and the air is coming out from the cylinder from the right side. That will change. You will see when I click on this single step. Yes. Right now you can see हा ब्लॉक शिफ्ट झाल्यामुळे तसं दिसत होतं. You can see the air is coming from this 1:2 limit switch. It's going on this right hand side. It is applying pressure on the right hand side. Now because of this, it is possible to send the air inside the cylinder from the right hand side and exhaust the air present on the left hand side through this lining into the atmosphere. Okay, so in this way you can easily understand this. Uh, you'll understand this circuit, how it works actually. So now because of this, what will happen, the piston will come back to the left side from right side. Means it will move from this position to this position. Means it will come to the 1:1 position, so it should get pressed, and this should get unpressed before pressing of this 1:1. So I'll make this changes. So you can see right now the supply is for this side. Again I'll go to this. Now the 1:1 will get pressed whenever the rod is coming to this 1:1 position. That's it. So now by clicking so many times on this single step, you won't get any output, because here the cycle will end. So I think you have understood the working of this system that is designed for controlling the double acting cylinder by using this 1:1 and 1:2, that is two limit switches, and this 3/2 wall with push button, and this and wall. This is double-sided 5/2 wall. This is double acting cylinder. So what I will do is I will just stop this program. Okay, I will copy this. I will click over here, control control the properties, or instead I will show you how to control here. I will show how to generate this diagram double acting cylinder. Okay, right click, properties, piston position 0, edit labels, 2s1 for 0 and 2s2 for 0.1. Okay, otherwise no need to change anything. Now for controlling this I will need one 5x2 wall. I will take this 5x2 wall over here. In order to have this air operated wall pneumatically electrically, uh, this is a solenoid wall. This should be pneumatically. This is a different. Change the properties. Now I need to change the properties for this. Oh, yes, this one. Okay. Okay. Properties. Cancel. I'll delete this. Paste it. Again, I will drag over here. Right click, properties, left side, this one, right side, this one. Changes there. Piloted. Yes. Piloted means it should be operated using air operated wall or some wall. Means roller leaf. This is what a limit switch, or we can call this as what pilot wall. Means this will work, or this will uh, be actuated based on this rod end movement. Okay, rod end movement नुसार actuate होणार आहे. So this is important. This is piloted. So you need to consider that piloted. Now I'll connect this left to left to this and right to right. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to consider this lines. I have to take this over here. The lines ते मला delete करायला लागतील because my logic will be different for this circuit diagram. Because what will be my requirement, I want to prepare the circuit diagram for A plus B plus A minus B minus. Okay, so consider this as cylinder A and this is as cylinder B. So 1s1 position, 1s2 position, 2s1 position and 2s2 position. Okay, so here 1s1, 1s2 limit switches are there. Here also I need limit switches 2s1, 2s2. So I will consider this wall over here. Just a minute, I'll come back. So we have to change the rotation of this 3 by 2 wall. I'll rotate this by 90 degree. No, it's rotated by 180 degree. Okay, now it's okay. Then I'll have to consider the properties. This should be spring returned, and this mechanically leave initial position. This okay, fine. Uh, Label. I'll the label to this. Label. For giving label, I must click on this property. Label. This is 2s1. 2s1. Okay. I'll take over here. हाँ you can easily understand that 2s1 म्हटल्यानंतर लगेच हा what is initial position for this cylinder. Initial position is piston 0. Okay, piston position 0, that means piston is at 2s1 position. So you can see 2s1 ला हा इथे असा आला, and just like 1s1. For 1s2 it's different way. So I think you have understood how these things are there. I'll put it over here. So this is what I'll change the 270. Yes, it's perfect now. And for these properties, I'll select roller lever operated, right actuation, spring returned, initial position, right side block. Okay, perfect. Now for this, I'll give label. Now label is 2s2. So this will be initially unpressed. Okay, so this is initially pressed, this is initially unpressed. Now what, see, 4 limit switches are there. Now we need to give supply to all these components. Okay, we'll give supply to all these components on this side, or else I'll keep it very close. First, one more. From here, I'll give supply to this. One more. From here, I'll give supply to this. Okay, just understand the things. I must take this over here. Okay, means बाकीच्या लाइनिंग मध्ये कन्फ्युजन नको. It will be easy for you to understand this. Okay, so every component is having a supply. Okay, now we need to give supply to this side. Now what is the initial condition? You can see you can take a reference of the pneumatic circuit diagram for a plus b plus a minus b minus situation of the processes. So a plus b plus a minus b minus. B minus is the last process. B minus means rod end has to come to 2s1 position. So what I will do, I will take this and will connect over here. Okay, so and wall is having input from the 2s1 limit switch and one manual push button, 3 by 2 wall. Then it will come to this side. When we press this, the supply will go to this side. It will actuate this and it will take the piston on the right hand side. That means it will come to 1s2. 1s2 will get pressed, and this output from 1s2 will help to get B plus. How to get a B plus? By supplying compressed air from the left side line, we can get B plus or extension for the cylinder. Then that means by giving supply on the left hand side of this wall, uh, you can get P plus. P plus means this rod end will come to 2s2 position, piston will come to extreme right side. 2s2 will get pressed. From this 2s2 we must get we must give supply to this. We must give supply to from 2s2 we must give supply to this side, so that this line will give the compressed air inside the cylinder from the right hand side, and this will exhaust the air into the atmosphere, and you will get a retraction for this cylinder. When the rod end is coming to one position, we must actuate right side of this, okay, right side of this 5 by 2 wall, so that you will get retraction for this. So this is a circuit diagram for A plus B plus A minus B minus. So now we will run this and single step. Now you can see supply is given to this wall, okay, that will pass further because just a minute. So modifications are required. This is the wrong one, okay. I must give supply to the port 1, okay. Port 1, port 1, port 1, fine. Now we can run this because the supply was not coming to this hand wall, so that's why it happened like that. So single step. So I'll press this. Now you can see supply given to this port 1 will pass further to this hand wall. Now it will come over here when I go to single step. So when it comes here, immediately the supply will come out from this, and it will be applied on the left hand side. And whenever this is applied on the left hand side, now on the next click you will see this will shift on the right hand side. Yes, exactly. So the air will pass inside the cylinder from the left side line, and the air present on the right hand side, that will come out from the cylinder, and that will be exhausted to the right side line. So here this is way in this way the piston now will start to move towards right side. Right now to move as well because we are going stepwise. So now you can see it will go to this side. Now we have, just like we have released this push button, because we are pressing this push button for a very short moment. So this has released this push button, but still we are having the same thing, that is uh, left side line is giving supply to the cylinder, and right side line is taking compressor out from the cylinder, okay. So on the next click what will happen, right now in this situation, you see piston has not started this moment. So in that case, whenever the piston is on the left hand side, the 1s1 is in press condition, so that's why the upper side block is in active condition. Okay, but 1s2 is in unpressed condition, so that's why a lower side block is in active condition. Now when I click on this, status may change. Okay, yes. This piston has left 1s1 position, so that's why 1s1 is getting unpressed. 1s1 is getting unpressed. And because of that, this lower side block is in active condition now, and what will happen on next click is 1s2 will get pressed. Yes, you can see 1s2 is getting pressed. So left side block of that wall is becoming active, and the air will flow, or air will come out from that wall, and it will be applied on this left side of this 5 by 2 wall. So next click. Yes, uh, air will come out from this wall. It will go inside the cylinder, from the left side line, and because of this piston has to move on the right hand side. But right now we are going stepwise, so it has not started its journey. So right side air will come out, but later. Okay. uh, but still, before starting this movement, 2s1 is in press condition, 2s2 is in unpressed condition. But over here 1s2 is in press condition after getting extension for the cylinder. It will maybe एक चांगलं आलं असतं की जर आपल्याला सिलेंडर पण ॲक्च्युअल मुवमेंट दिसली असती, बट इट्स नॉट विजिबल. सो लेट इट बी. सो नेक्स्ट स्टेप इथे 2 वेळा क्लिक करायला लागतं. एक स्टेप ब्लँक असते, एक स्टेप लगेच पुढची दिसते. सो हिअर यू कॅन सी now this rod piston has started its forward journey, means it has left 2s1 position, so 2s1 is unpressed, and rod end is in between 2s1 and 2s2, or we can say the piston is in between 2s1 and 2s2, but it's moving towards right step. So because of this movement, this one becomes unpressed, and because of that upper side block become inactive, and this block becomes active. Okay, because of the spring. Now on next click, yes, you can see 2s2 is getting pressed, 2s2 is getting pressed. So that's why this left side or upper side block is in active condition. So 2s2 is getting pressed, means the air is coming outside from that wall. It is getting applied on this right hand side of this wall. So that's why the changes will be visible after next click. You can see it applies LA. So that's why it has changed in this way. Right side line is giving supply of the compressed air to the cylinder, and left side line is taking this compressed air out from that side. So next single step, then this you can see 1 is to, I think I have clicked on this. 2s2 2s2 is getting pressed, so single step, it is giving supply to this side. So 2s2 is getting unpressed, and 1s1 is getting pressed whenever whenever we are getting A minus, and once we are getting A minus, this uh, can be this will send the air to the right hand side of this wall. So single step means now it will send the air on this side. So this 2s1 will get pressed whenever this rod end will come to 2s1 position. Now you can see by clicking this number of times it won't give you any output. Okay, so this is what the working of this A plus B plus A minus B minus. I'll send this software to you. You make practice on it, make number of circuits on this pneumatic system, so that you will understand this, how to prepare the circuit diagram and how to get the logic for this. Similarly, I'll prepare on the electrical circuit diagram only, or electropneumatic systems also. So don't forget to watch these videos. Also, if possible, we will make this available for the as a task for your term work for this lab, as well as we may use this for final exam of the Mtrx Lab. So thank you so much for watching.